Today we're going to be going over how to install side marker lights on your Honda Ruckus, and this rule applies for the battery box, but you could implement it in other places as well, such as like the front of the battery box, or there might be a few other places you could mount them to, but this seemed like the best idea to me. So this is the finished look here. These are small LED lights that mount in with a grommet. And I'm going to show you guys the best way as far as how to install them, and basically make them look like they were originally, an original factory piece, which these do. So what you want to do is, I'll show you on the other side since I haven't done it yet, so I could make this video for everybody, is you want to mark off where you want to basically make your hole. Now, there's a line here that I made, and there's a line across. Basically, I measured from across this hole, going left to right, and then from across this hole going, up and down. And then at the point where both of those lines met was where I drew my dot, and that's where I'm going to make my drill hole. The reason why I did this is so that way both sides are exactly the same. I can kind of show you a little bit of a view of that here. That way one side isn't all, too high or too low compared to the other. You want them both the same. Attention to detail is key. So what we're going to use to drill this is going to be, because you're going to, have a pretty big diameter, is going to be what they call a step bit. And what that looks like is one of these guys. And they come in all shapes and sizes. I've got a, a whole collection of the things, but, here's like a giant one in comparison. So you've got, those two bits right there. We're going to go with step bit to drill these out, and it'll only take about realistically a minute or 2 minutes aside. You want to go slow though, and basically what you want to do is, after each step that you go, when it looks to be somewhat near the size, you want to check your grommet there and see if it fits in. If it fits in, then that's it. You don't want to go too big and then, it sits in there loose. Like these are in there nice and firm. So yeah, we'll show you the next step as we move along. Okay, so here is how to use the step bit. Basically, you want to drill a small pilot hole with a standard drill bit. And then for the step bit, I usually kind of give it pulses, as you can see, as you're going through each layer. Because if you kept going, the plastic can potentially heat up way too fast, and then you would start melting versus cutting. And then every so often, just take your scrap plastic, clean off the bit, clean off the hole. Of course, you should be wearing gloves just in case it is getting hot, but, doing the pulsing helps with that from my experience. Okay. So we're all the way through with this bit. And it just so happened to work out where the actual max bore of this particular step bit was the exact size that I needed. So what we'll do here is we're going to grab our light, and first, before we do that, we're going to take the tape off here. And the tape, basically, if this is a painted surface, it's going to help prevent any cracking and things of that sort. Usually does a pretty good job. Now for these lights, the cool thing about them is that the actual grommet that's around them kind of slips off. As you can see here, I pressed it down and it slides off like that. So we're going to put our wiring through here, and then we're going to slip the grommet on, and you can kind of squeeze it into the hole so that way it fits nice and tight around the sides. Alright, so that's that there, and then you want to line your light up here. So basically, put it in the center, and then you're just going to push that through, and then that's going to feed in. Center it just how you had the other one. That looks centered. Push it through, giving nice even pressure here. And there you have it. So that's that side that matches the other one right there. So I hope this tutorial helped you guys out, and for the most part, then all you have to do is wire it. You could wire it to a few different sources. You could wire it to constant lights, so that way the side ones are on all the time in replace of, like, say, a reflector. Or you could wire them right up to the turn signals that are already up front, and they'll blink. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. If you get some turn signals that have 3 lines, usually what that will do, instead of 2 leads like these have, usually what that'll do is it'll let you run basically just like your brake lights, where they'll stay on, regardless when you're riding, but then they can also flash, like some, running lights in a car would do. So any questions, feel free to post up, but hope I helped you guys out with that.